So we need to note the following. We need to note that we always do calculations inside of a bracket first. I'll be going through an example of this soon. The next thing that we need to note is that when we use the cursive X, it's another way of expressing an unknown that we need to find in our calculation. So at the bottom here, I have 24 divided by 12. And it's the same as putting a block at the end of it. That is the question that you need to find out in your calculation. So with the first thing that we need to note, here's the following example of why this is such an important thing. So in the first part of the question, they ask us to calculate the following. So we have 24 divided by 6 divided by 2. If I start off with this and I work with 24 divided by 6, that is going to give me the answer of 4. And then divided by 2 is going to give me an answer of 2. Now, if following the rule for B and I have a bracket over here, I can then start to work with the bracket first. So I will have my 24 divided by 6 divided by 2 is 3. This is going to give me an answer of 8. In C, I've put a bracket on 24 divided by 6, so I can go ahead and work with that straight away. That's going to give me an answer of 4, and then divided by 2 is going to give me an answer of 2. In the second question, they ask us which calculation will give us the largest number. In A, when we're working from left to right without a bracket, we got the answer of 2 because we worked with the first two numbers before dividing it by the second number, which is 2. In B, we first worked with the bracket. We first worked within the bracket between 6 divided by 2, which gave us an answer of 3. Then further dividing 24, which gave us an answer of 8. In C, we had the brackets over 24 divided by 6, which gave us an answer of 4 before dividing it by 2, which gave us an answer of 2. So in conclusion, this B's sum gives us the largest answer. B, which is 24 divided by 6 divided by 2 divided by 2 gives us the largest answer of 8. So it is very important to work within the brackets, especially when you are working with multiple signs as well. That's why we follow the rules of BODMAS, which tells us that they are brackets of, which is the first thing that we need to do, division and multiplication, which you could swap around, addition and subtraction, which remains the same. So it's always important to note the order in which we work with each operation. In the second example, we need to break up the first number in order to get our answer of x. As I said before, x just simply means that we need to this is the answer that we need to find. And I need to break up my 60 and my 4. So yeah, I have 60 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2. 60 divided by 2 is going to give me 30. 4 divided by 2 is going to give me 2. So x over here is equal to 32. So just remember, this is another way of pointing out what we need to find out. Our first rule of divisibility, it states that if a number ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it is divisible by 2. So if I use the number 28, it ends in 8, and if I divide that by 2, I get a whole answer of 14. However, if I divide 27 by 2, I'm going to end up with 13.5. This means that 27 divided by 2 is not divisible by 2. The second rule of divisibility states that if a number ends in 0 or 5, it is divisible by 5. So here we have 40 divided by 5. This will give us an answer of 8. 75 divided by 5 is going to give us an answer of 15. 69 divided by 5, on the other hand, is not divisible by 5 because it will leave us with a remainder. So if I have to divide 69 divided by 5, that's going to give me 13 with a remainder of 4. So which means that 69 is not divisible by 5. The next rule of divisibility states that if the sum of all digits are divisible by 3, then the number is divisible by 3. When we talk about the sum of a number, we mean that we need to add the numbers together. So for instance, here I have 27. If I add 27 together, if I add the 2 and the 7 together, that'll give me an answer of 9. And 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3, which means that 27 is divisible by 3. So I have a whole number answer. So that means that 27 is divisible by 3. Here I have the number 72. If I add the 7 and the 2 together, I also get an answer of 9. And 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3, which means that 72 divided by 3 is going to give me an answer of 24. As well as if I add the numbers over here of 8 and 4, that's going to give me an answer of 12. And 12 divided by 3, 4. Which means that 84 is divisible by 3 and it's going to give me an answer of 28. However, on the opposite side here, I have 61, and 6 plus 1 is equal to 7, and 7 divided by 3 is equal to 2, remainder 1. Because of the remainder, I know that if I divide 61 by 3, I'm also going to end up with a remainder. So 61 divided by 3 is equal to 20 with a remainder of 1, which means that this answer is not, which means that 61 is not divisible by 3. Likewise with 25, if I add the 2 and the 5 together, that's going to give me a 7 divided by 3 is equal to 2 remainder 1, which means that 7 is not divisible by 3. And if I have to divide the 25 by 3, I'm going to get the answer of 8 with a remainder of 1, which means that 25 is not divisible by 3, as well as 44, because 44 divided by 3, 4 plus 4 is equal to 8, and 8 divided by 3 is equal to 2 remainder 1, which means that 8 is not divisible by 3, and 44 divided by 3 is equal to 14 with a remainder of 2, and that remainder means that 44 is not divisible by 3. The next rule of divisibility states that if a number is divisible by 2 and 3, it is divisible by 6. So over here in this example, I have the number 18. If I divide 18 by 2, I get the whole number answer of 9. And if I divide 18 by 3, I'm going to get the answer of 6. Which means that if I go ahead and divide 18 by 6, I'm going to get the answer of 3. Which means, so because it's divisible by 2 and 3, which means that 18 is divisible by 6. Likewise, 24 divided by 2 gives me the answer of 12, and 24 divided by 3 gives me the answer of 8, meaning that if I go 24 divided by 6, I'm going to get the answer of 4. So because I get whole number answers when I divide 24 by 2 and 3, it means that when I divide 24 by 6, it's going to give me a whole number answer as well. However, when dealing with numbers like 27, 27 divided by 3 gives me a whole number answer, gives me the whole number answer of 9. But when I divide 27 by 2, I'm going to get 13 with a remainder of 1. That remainder there means that it's not divisible by 2, which means when I go ahead and divide 27 by 6, I'm going to get 4 with a remainder of 3. Well, that remainder means that 27 is not divisible by 6. Our next rule of divisibility states that if the sum of a number, this is the same as with 3. So if the sum of, which means that we need to add the numbers together. So 2 plus 7 will give me an answer of 9. And if I divide 9 by 9, I'm going to get an answer of 1. This means that if I divide 27 by 9, I'm going to get an answer of 3. Likewise with 54. If I add the 5 and the 4, I'm going to get 9. And 9 divided by 9 gives me 1. And because of that whole number answer, I can go ahead and divide 54 by 9, which will give me the answer of 6. However, adding 4 plus 2 is going to give me 6. And 6 divided by 9 is going to give me a fraction answer. It's going to give me the fraction answer of 2/3. Which means if I go ahead and divide 42 by 9, I'm going to get 4 and 2/3. And because of that fraction, or if there's any remainders, this is not divisible by 9. 19 as well. 9 plus 1 gives me 10. 10 divided by 9 is going to give me 1 with a remainder of 1. That remainder means that 10 is not divisible by 9. And if I go ahead and divide 19 by 9, I'm going to get 2 remainder 1. That remainder tells me that 19 is not divisible by 9. Our last rule of divisibility states that if a number ends in 0, it is divisible by 10. So if I go ahead and divide 50 by 10, because it ends in a 0, I'm going to get a whole number answer of 5. As well as if I go ahead and divide 100 by 10, I'm going to get the whole answer of 10. However, going over to 42, and I divide that by 10, I'm going to get the answer of 4, remainder 2, as well as dividing 108 by 10, I'm going to get the answer of 10, remainder 8, which means that 108 is not divisible by 10, and 42 is not divisible by 10. That is all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. We hope to see you again soon.